What is your name and where are you from?
My name's Tyler. I'm from Clearwater, Florida.
What can you tell me about Florida?
Generally a really sunny and warm place. First thing that comes to mind is oranges. Like when you think of New York City, you think of subway rats. When you think of Florida, you think of Florida oranges.
I'm thinking alligators.
And beaches.
Yeah.
Beaches for sure.
All right, now, what was your first impressions coming to New York here?
My first impression is that New York, when you move here, isn't anything like it is when you visit. You know, you start to notice sort of like the nuances of the city. So you start to notice that it's not like it is in the movies. It's a little dirtier, it's a little stinkier, it can be a little more dangerous. So that was my first impression, is it's not like it is when you come for a week and you do all the classic tourist sightseeing stuff.
You want to move because of the noise?
Sure.
You want to get in on this or no? Let's move over there. I'll do the both of you at the same time.
No, I don't want to be in it.
Oh, you can watch it then.
I have a YouTube video. I mean, I have a YouTube channel too.
Yeah, you can plug it if you wanted to.
It's not too long, is it? Or just like, can I just do like...
Yeah, just say one or two things. Is this good? Is this a good spot?
Yeah, this is fine.
Alright. Let me see if I can get some better lighting here.
Yeah.
No, that's bad.
Bad?
What about this?
Okay, let's...
This is good. This is good. Alright.
Here?
You want to get in? She wanted to say something.
Yeah, who wants to say something? Speak up. Say your piece.
Wait, what do I need to say?
Tell me about your channel.
Oh, no, that's my channel. I don't want to be in it.
Okay, alright, let's go back to you then.
Okay.
Alright now, what are some things you missed about Florida?
One of the things I'd say I miss about Florida is being in really close proximity to a lot of my family and my closest friends, definitely. Although I prefer the winter, there are a lot of things I like about New York, so that's probably the one and only thing I miss about Florida.
Alright now, you ready for the next question?
Yeah.
Can you do a New York accent?
My father's from New York. He's from Queens originally, so yeah.
I like that. Okay now, where were you coming from before you came to this park?
Well, we went to And Other Stories. I wanted to pick up some nail polish. I'm gonna start giving myself manicures.
Cool. Now where are you going once you leave here?
Once we leave here, we're gonna go back to my apartment in Soho to watch an episode of RuPaul's Drag Race UK.
You're the second person to say that.
To say they were gonna go home to their apartment in Soho and watch RuPaul's Drag Race UK?
Well, somebody was talking about that. I don't remember.
Something similar.
Yeah, something similar. Because I'll also ask people what kind of video.
Oh yeah.
And that's one of the things that they said. I actually have a drag, do you call them drag queens?
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a drag queen on here before as well.
Oh, how cool.
You can check him out. His name is Louis Hansen.
Okay, I will.
Yeah, I just released this video like yesterday, I think it was.
Sweet.
He's from Nebraska. Okay, next question. What are your strengths and weaknesses?
For strengths, I'd say I have... Oh, hold on. This is on my boot. For strengths, I'd say I have a really creative mindset and I have the ability to stick to anything I really want to finish.
Yes.
If I had to pick a weakness, I'd say I can be stubborn at times. There are times I would rather do something my way than a way that somebody else suggests, either because it's easier or less time consuming. Yeah.
Okay, now if you could time travel, when would you go?
Wow, if I could time travel, something tells me I would want to go back to the 90s, not only because it's kind of an iconic era, but I would love to sort of spy on my parents to see what they were like in their prime before they had me.
That's the first time someone said that on here. It's a very interesting answer. Now, if you had a steady income of $5,000 a month, would you still work?
Absolutely.
If you could redo any part of your history, what would it be?
I'm sure this sounds pretty cliched. I don't think I would do anything differently, because if I had done something differently, I wouldn't be sitting in the park right now having this interview. I wouldn't have just gone to bought nail polish with my friend. I think everything I have done, I should say, has led me to this exact moment.
Okay, now what brought you to New York?
School. I'm an NYU student. I'm actually about to start my very last semester.
Oh, that last guy was NYU too.
Yeah, there's a bunch of us around here. You're on our campus.
Yeah, we got a lot of NYU students in this channel.
That's us.
All right, now where would you be if you weren't at NYU? Did you have a second choice for school?
For school?
Yeah.
I would have probably been at Penn State University.
Penn State.
Yeah.
Okay.
I got in, just for the record. Let the record show I did get into Penn State. I chose NYU.
You chose NYU.
I sure did.
Why did you?
I wanted to live here in the city. I mean, I can't name a better place in the country, maybe even world, to be like a young gay artist.
Uh-huh. Oh, you're an artist? What kind of art?
Yeah. I study vocal performance at NYU and English as well, but I'm a singer.
Are you a content creator as well?
I am. I have my own YouTube channel.
Okay, why don't you tell us about that?
So I started a YouTube channel where I vlog. I vlog quite frequently. I've only got a small handful of videos up because I began just at the beginning of January.
Yeah.
But I wanted to start a channel to show what life is like in New York City when you aren't a conventionally handsome, white, cisgender, heterosexual person from an affluent background who can sort of live that picturesque movie kind of life. I have my channel to try and keep it real and show you guys that I live on a budget, I go to school, and I work jobs when I can, and that a lot of us here in the city support ourselves, and life is a lot different than what you might think it is.
Okay, now, so what has been your most successful content so far?
My most successful content,
Right.
I would say my friend Olivia and I actually did a Dossier unboxing, which if you haven't heard of Dossier, it's it's a company rather that makes dupes for like designer colognes and perfumes. So we posted a video like unboxing and like comparing all of the Dossier dupes to the original designer scents. I got samples and we compared them. Otherwise, Olivia and I do Cronut Corner every month, which is where we review the Dominique Ansel Cronut of the month.
So you have a channel together or separately?
No, she's just my bestie, so she stay coming around.
Uh-huh.
She's my featured guest.
All right, cool. Sort of like a sidekick.
Yeah.
Cool.
She's my assistant and my esthetician.
Now, what kind of positive responses are you getting from your fans as a result of these videos?
I just get a lot of comments that are really nice and encouraging things, especially a lot of people who I know from NYU or ex-coworkers, so people I don't get to see frequently anymore since we no longer convene on campus, who are just excited that they can see me and hear my voice even though they're back across the world.
All right, now, I see the two of you came. Wait, you said this channel is yours and she is your like.
She's on it, yeah.
Would you consider yourself to be a leader and why?
You mean in like the YouTube community or like in my own life? Like, do I take on
like
leadership
your
roles?
personality?
I would say, yeah, I definitely take on leadership roles, for sure.
All right, now, what advice do you have for the freshmen coming in next year?
To NYU?
Yeah.
Stay home. Stay your ass at home. Do not move to the city and pay a small fortune to live here when you are not going to be able to convene on campus. You are not going to have access to a lot of the resources that make going to NYU worth it. So my advice is stay home, as disappointing as it's going to seem, and just work remotely until it's safe to return to the city.
What are some alternate options? Community college?
Definitely do a year at community college, or better yet, take a gap year. If you can get some relevant work experience, consider that. That's what I say.
That's good advice because a lot of people are just like, they're not flexible enough or they're not reacting or responding quite as quickly as they need
Right.
to the circumstances that are changing by the minute. All right, now, you said you're an NYU student.
Yeah.
What do you think about the NYU bubble and how a lot of NYU students are pretty much confined to just NYU?
Yeah, so I think that NYU is so big that I've described it on multiple occasions as almost too big for its own good. So it's sort of really reminiscent to me of, this is so like random, but it's a line from The Great Gatsby about how like the bigger a party or a company is, like the more intimate it has the opportunity to be. So you'll find at NYU, you become very close with like the communities within your major, but you don't have as much access to people from other schools or studying other things because it's so big you almost don't know where to start.
So a lot of the NYU students, they don't really mingle with the local New Yorkers. Do you call them townies?
I don't call them townies. We call them native New Yorkers.
Yeah, native New Yorkers. They don't really mingle with them.
No, not unless there are other. I have friends who go to NYU who are native New Yorkers.
So you do branch out of the campus.
Out of the what?
The campus.
Actually, well, like I go to and live in and visit different areas of Manhattan. But if you mean specifically like in terms of friendship, I don't think I have very many friends that don't go to NYU. I just don't know how I
So
would.
you're sticking with the stuff
Yeah, I just
too.
haven't had the opportunity to meet people who don't go to
What
NYU.
about the gay community? Is there any kind of like
What about the gay
subculture?
community?
No, I mean, you know how like smokers, like they'll end up befriending other smokers. What is the gay community? look like?
Yeah. So
Or
there's
skaters.
a.
Some of the skaters, they'll like hang out with other skaters.
I love the
because they got
skaters.
their
I
own
love to
skaters.
crush on the skaters.
Uh-huh.
As far as the gay community goes, there's a small group of gay bars that are just behind this NYU dorm called Lipton. And I was frequenting those for a while, but I would more so go with my gay NYU friends and not so much go to like meet other gay people, I would say.
So there's enough people at NYU for you to meet.
Oh, for sure.
Not-
NYU has its own gay community. Let me make that clear.
Right. Okay, now ready for the next question?
Sure.
If you had 3 wishes, what would they be?
3 wishes.
Yeah.
Well, I bought my first lottery ticket yesterday for the Mega Millions, so I'd really love to have won that. I would love for to have a healthy balance between like YouTube success and career success because both are really important to me. And for a 3rd wish, oh geez. I'd love to be able to travel the world. So that maybe if I had enough money, I could travel the world or take enough time off of work. But my wish would be to see more parts of the world that I haven't seen yet.
All right, game changers. Have you had anything happen in your life to make you want to change your lifestyle?
The biggest change I've ever underwent was moving to New York City. That was the biggest thing. Otherwise, I can't think of any sort of event that occurred in my life, either in a positive light or in terms of trauma that sort of changed my life path.
Can you say how New York has changed you?
You have to have sort of a thick skin to live in New York. I additionally think you start to dress different, I'd say. You want to be a little more stylish. Yeah.
I had another guy from Florida say that when he first came here, he used to greet people, and then he noticed that nobody responded to him. And then he
Yeah.
stopped greeting strangers after that. After he came here.
Oh, I would never converse with strangers.
Yeah.
Except for you, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, you had a poster. It was different.
So you wouldn't just say like, "Hey, what's up?" He said he would
No.
nod to people, and nobody would nod.
I'm
back
not
to
nodding it. No, that's not my business. No.
All right.
To each
Next,
his own, though.
you ready for the next question?
Yeah.
Ancestry. How important is that to you? A lot of people now they're sending off their DNA. to
Yeah.
find out where they're
Yeah. A little 23andMe
from.
action.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
I don't know. It's not particularly important to me. I recently got my hands on my dad's family tree, and I wanted to apply for an Irish passport through naturalization.
Yeah.
I haven't been able to do that yet. But other than using it as sort of a way to become a citizen of the European Union, it's not something I'm particularly invested in or interested in.
You come to this park often?
Yeah.
What is the weirdest thing you've seen or heard here in this park?
That's a really good question. What's the weirdest thing I've seen here in the park? I've seen some really large rats in this park. That's
Have
the
you?
only sort of like freaky thing that's sticking with me.
Yeah, one of them showed up on one of my interviews.
Yeah.
Now, next question. Do you speak any foreign languages?
I don't. I think it's really unfortunate we aren't raised to be bilingual here in the US, but I'm taking Italian this semester because I have family who's Italian, so that's my second choice for a language.
And it could be your second choice for a passport as well.
Right.
Because they also do the ancestry
hmm
passport or citizenship.
Yeah.
Now, where have you been? Any countries or states?
I had the opportunity while I was at NYU to study abroad. I did a semester in London over the course of a summer, and now I've applied to grad school in London. So I really hope to move there once I finish at NYU.
Wow, what was London like? A lot of people that come on this channel, they say that they have an interest in Britain.
Yeah, London feels comparable to me to New York for a handful of reasons. One being that like here in New York, you meet people from all over the US, but in London, you meet people from all over Europe, which is really fun and interesting. It's also bigger, and I would go as far as to say cleaner and safer than New York for sure.
Can you do a British accent?
I watch a lot of the Great British Bake Off. Oh, we also watch RuPaul's Drag Race UK. So, yeah, I think I can. A little bit of Love Island in it.
Now, what are some places you hope to visit in the future?
Definitely Italy, definitely Ireland. I know I said I wasn't that interested in ancestry, but I still would like to go to those two places. Otherwise, some of the more classic places, like I'd love to visit Paris, France. I would love to visit Germany. Yeah, that's what comes to mind.
All right. Next question. What is the nicest thing anyone's ever done for you?
What is the nicest thing anyone has ever done for me? I have a friend whose father used to work for NBC, and they took me to see the Rockettes one year. This family has also like had me over for Thanksgiving because my family lives in Florida and I can't really afford to travel back for every holiday. So I can think of a small handful of things that this one particular family of a friend has done to make me feel welcome, to make New York feel homey to me, to make me feel like a New Yorker, and to make me feel appreciated and wanted.
And those Rockette tickets are not cheap.
No, they're not.
Okay, now in terms of dating, what has worked for you and what hasn't? What's some advice you got for the people?
Okay. What has worked for me is just being, this is so cliched, but trying to be yourself. Because basically when you go on a first date with someone, if you act like yourself and then they decide that the two of you don't have the kind of chemistry they're looking for, at least you can know that it's true, like it was genuine and you did your best. If there's anything I discourage against, it's don't just have people over to your apartment. Okay, rule number one, meet in public first. Go get coffee, go get a drink, meet in the park, but don't, hey, do you want to come over right now? No matter how bad you want them to.
Okay, now, what can you tell me about the dating apps?
Well, I am big on Tinder and Bumble. My homegirl over here is big on Hinge herself. What can I tell you about them? They're a good way to meet people. There's an excellent resource to make friends if you want to. If you aren't even interested in dating like romantically, there's a good way to make friends who go to other schools, who live in different parts of the city, who study different things or aren't studying at all or work or do this or that. So I think it's a good resource whether you want to meet someone to date, you want to meet someone to explore the city with, all sorts of things. Make it the experience you want it to be.
So it doesn't just have to be about dating.
No, I don't think so.
Use it to your advantage.
Right.
Now, impersonations, can you do any?
I've
I've seen you do like a couple of them.
No,
already,
I can
so
do
would
accents. I
imagine-
can't think of impersonations.
No
No,
artists or cartoon characters, anything like that?
No, I
What
don't
about
think
artists?
so.
Can you do a RuPaul?
No, I can't do. No, I can't. I could never do
No
RuPaul.
RuPaul. All right, now businesses. How do you know you can trust them? Because there's so many businesses out there that you cannot trust, but you know they're out there doing a disservice to the community. How do you know you can trust them?
What kind of businesses? Can you give me an
Any
example?
business, like let's say a auto body shop or
Oh, well, you know,
camera shop. Well, you're a YouTuber, so you got to buy the right camera.
Right,
How do
right,
you know why do you know you can trust?
Well,
the
I
camera
either
shop?
buy from reputable websites or sellers. Like, for example, my camera, like, I bought it from the Nikon or Canon website or whatever. But specifically in the city, I'm a huge proponent of shopping small. I mean, my friend and I came to the park to eat cookies. We just bought at Oatmeals, which is independently owned, ran by this woman and a chef and they make gourmet oatmeals. It's just off of MacDougal Street. It's closing tomorrow. We wanted to get our last cookies in. But going places like that or Zoomies in the West Village for animal stuff for your pets is a good way to both shop small and like, I often find that those places are genuine and reputable.
No, you are a YouTuber.
Yeah.
What are some good places to film videos like this here in New York?
Ooh, well, apart from here, I would suggest places like Tompkins Square Park and Bryant Park because they have sort of a chill, neighborhood-y vibe like this. Otherwise, different parts of the city if you know there are different kinds of people you want to interview. Like I would hang around Soho if I wanted to meet people who were shopping and buying luxury brands, and I had an interest in that group of people specifically. There are different niches around the city.
Do you have any special talents?
Other than singing, I don't.
Can you sing anything for us right now?
No, you can look to my YouTube channel for that.
All right, we'll look for your.
Or my TikTok or anything.
Oh, you're singing on TikTok too?
On a, sometimes.
Okay, cool. So you don't even have to use their music. You're gonna use your own.
Right.
Now, what do you want to do when the pandemic ends?
Travel. I'm dying to travel. I mean, like, I just got my passport so I could do the summer abroad in London.
Oh, is that what you're gonna do?
Huh?
Is that what you're gonna do for the summer?
Well, I hope to move at the end of the summer to London if I get into grad school. So I guess the answer to the question is, at the end of the pandemic, I want to move abroad for grad school.
Oh wow, so big changes are coming.
Yes, I hope so. Wish me luck.
Yeah, I think you'll be able to make it out there. 5 years from now, where do you see yourself?
I see myself with a graduate degree, and I see myself
Back in America?
If not London, probably back here in New York City. Probably with a salary job, something in potentially the publishing industry, but also still working to balance YouTube and content creating in addition to whatever 9-to-5 office boy job I have.
Where do you like hanging out in London?
Where do I like hanging out?
Yeah.
Shoreditch is really fun if you're looking to go for a night out. Covent Garden is like the Soho of London if you're looking to shop. And Bloomsbury if you're interested in like independent bookstores. Just a couple of my faves.
That's very interesting. What kind of videos do you watch? You talked about like
On YouTube?
Drag race.
Yeah, I watch a lot of content creators who actually live abroad or live in London. My sort of niche is American expats, so American people who have moved from big cities like New York, Chicago, and LA to live in places like Paris, London, Munich, Berlin, places like that.
I had another person come on here saying that her dream is to go to Paris.
Well, I hope
And
she
she's
gets to
trying
do
get
it.
To Paris, yeah. She said like the whole pandemic threw off all of her plans.
Yeah, I hope she speaks French.
Yeah, she does, but not fluently.
That's another reason I choose London is speak English there.
Yeah. All right, now I see you got a friend here with you.
Yeah.
How did y'all become friends?
We went to high school together.
Oh, she's from Florida too.
Yeah, she is.
How nice is that to be able to come here with
Yeah,
somebody?
she got a
'Cause
job. She moved, and we've been
Yeah.
hanging out.
That's great that you're able to keep the connection alive. A lot of people, they just forget about other people once they leave high school.
Yeah. I hate to bug you, but is there much more? I don't have gloves and I'm actually beginning to shiver.
Yes, I totally understand. Okay, now do you want to plug any of your social media?
Yeah, so my YouTube channel is The Tyler Holiday, Tyler Tyler, Holiday HOLLADAY. Every day is a holiday on my channel, and you can find my Instagram and TikTok linked on that account.
And do you want to give a shout out to anybody?
Shout out to the Mammoths, Olivia and Rachel. Shout out to my brother Ryan. And shout out to the Little Monsters, the Katy Cats, and the Lambs.
Fantastic. Now, do you have your permission to put this on the internet?
You sure do.
Thank you.
And I'm gonna like